Not that big a class this year. Well, at least evading falling motorboards will be easier. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling clown who always tells it like it is. You know, it's getting so every year their ability to find even quasi-decent wrestlers to put in the WWE Hall of Fame is dwindling. And they're slowly learning that the talent over the last 30 years probably weren't that great and Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, how desperate do you have to be in putting together a show for the Hall of Fame when the primary choice is the man who now runs the WWE essentially? Now, don't get me wrong. Paul Triple H Levesque is more than worthy of a spot in the Hall. After all, he's been loyal to the company, coming up on 30 years now. From his humble beginnings as the Connecticut Blue Blood and getting in hog pit fights with Henry O'Godwin, he rose to lead Generation X and Evolution, two of the most dominant factions in WWE history, albeit for quite different reasons. The man has won 14 world titles in the WWE, 5 intercontinental titles, 2 European championships, 3 tag titles, King of the Ring, Royal Rumble winner. He has accolades on top of accolades. And on top of it all, he was essentially retired from... When he essentially retired from active ring duty, he nabbed creative out of Vince McMahon's hands and got the WWE back on its feet while Vince descended into madness. So that doesn't bug me too much. Triple H deserves the Hall spot, but after that, we have competitors whose WWE careers are at best spotty. Oh, sure, they had their moments, but none that even come close to Triple H's pedigree. No pun intended. Now, to his credit, Lex Luger was a great wrestler in NWA and WCW. 2 world titles, 2 TV titles, 5 United States titles, and 3 WCW tag titles with 3 different partners, no less. Kind of the Tony Garea of WCW. His time in the WWE, however, was quite brief and started auspiciously in the World Bodybuilding Federation, the first of several attempts by McMahon to branch out from the wrestling ring. Luger debuted at WrestleMania 9 as the Narcissist and beat Mr. Perfect. However, when Hulk Hogan lost his 5th title and then moves to WCW, they decided to fill the hole with Luger, making him a face and having him slam Yokozuna on that aircraft carrier so hard, I'm sure the ship sunk a few inches. He'd have his chance at Zuna and the WWE title, but failed. He'd get another chance at WrestleMania 10 after he and Bret Hart tied in the Royal Rumble. But Mr. Perfect ruined his last best chance. He stuck around and joined the British Bulldog as the Allied Forces, but one failed tag title attempt made McMahon doubt bringing him over in the first place. So he jumped back to WCW, wreaked havoc, and when WWE bought WCW, left for smaller pastures. That and his substance abuse and injuries pretty much made him forgotten by today's WWE fans. Still, as WWE records are now WWE records, I guess that makes him a good fit. The others? Well, I suspect Michelle McCool's going in for only 2 reasons. First, she was the first ever Women's Divas Championship, which despite its name was a legit female title back then. And second, she's The Undertaker's wife, and Levesque wants to stay on his good side. Oh, she had an interesting career, but the thing is, she came in during the start of female wrestlers starting to slide from mere eye candy to actual athletes. One of her first matches in WWE was a bra and panties match, to give you an idea. Still, she was entertaining and earned 3 other female titles in the WWE, and she retired to have kids with her American badass of a hubby, so she went out on her own terms, unlike Luger, really. Then there are the natural disasters. Again, decent team-up, but rather boring. 2 big guys on a dominant tag team wasn't exciting when Akeem and Big Boss Man did it, and Earthquake and Typhoon didn't improve on it. especially as faces. They held the tag titles for a whopping 85 days, and what followed was a tennis match where the titles were passed back and forth between Money Inc. and the Steiners. Not a great legacy. Their later careers in WCW weren't so great either. Earthquake went through multiple name changes and was losing weight due to bladder cancer and chemo. He'd come back briefly to WWE as Golga of the Oddities, but would die of cancer in 2006. And Typhoon? Look up WCW Shockmaster on YouTube and see how he turned out. Then there's the New Wing opening, the Hall of Fame matches. Personally, I would have had the Savage Steamboat match from WrestleMania 3 as the first one, but I guess Bret Hart, Steve Austin, and a submission match at WrestleMania 13 was pretty good too. At least it solidified Austin as a true badass and Hart as an egotistical jerk. Because despite it being a submission match, Austin never tapped out. He just endured the pain until he passed out. A win for Hart, sure, but the attack on a KO'd Austin was among the last straws for Hart before leaving for WCW and essentially destroying it. Then there are the legacy ones or whatever. I personally think Kamala, Dory Funk Jr., and Ivan Koloff deserve a bit more recognition than this side wing, but hey, they're in, I guess. So yeah, kind of a weak class this year, though I'm openly praying that they don't slip in a celebrity, and more importantly, that they close said wing off. It'll be an interesting part of WrestleMania weekend in Vegas, though, even if some deserve it much more than others. Next week, I fire off Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania picks. I'm Chris Wall with the Wrestling Vlog, who always tells it like it is. Pray for peace, and I'll see you.